So let's talk about spiritual transformation. How do you get one of those things? What's the first step of a spiritual transformation? I'll tell you what I think. The first step of a spiritual transformation is knowing who the fuck you are. Knowing who you are. And who are you? First of all, you're a child of God. We are all children of God. We are all a wave that emerged out of the ocean of God. God is the ocean. Our soul is like a tiny little drop of water in that ocean. But we emerge from the ocean like a wave. So what we are at our core, at our essence, is God. We are made of the same thing. That is the thing that is animating our bodies and our minds. That's the thing that gives us our awareness. But then we're tuned into these bodies. The body's like an antenna. We come into this earth to fall asleep on purpose, to forget who we are on purpose. Because when you forget who you are and then you remember who you are, ooh, that feels so good. That feels so good. So if you are made of God, that means that you're a creator. You're the creator of your reality. You're creating everything. You're creating it through your vibration. Your vibration is determined by where you're putting your focus. Your focus is the awareness of God. Your focus has the power of God. And your feelings have the power of God. Because your feelings have a greater effect on your vibration than anything. Your feelings move the energy. So that's who you are at your core. And that's who we all are. Not all of us realize it. I'm doing everything I can to let as many people know what the truth is. But who are you as an individual? The ego isn't all bad. If it wasn't for our egos, our identity selves, we would just be a ball of goo. We would just be floating in a sea of love. So it's hard to get much done in this earthly plane if you don't have an ego. But what part of your ego serves you? The part of your ego that serves you is the part that is natural for you. So what's natural for you? This is what I help people understand when I do an essential essence reading for them. I'm trying to bring you through the process that's similar to what I went through before I had my spiritual awakening. It's a big part of the process of waking up, the undeniable realization that I was creating my own reality and that I'm powerful, that I have power. That realization, a huge part of it was just understanding, who am I? Who am I for real? Who am I at my highest self? What's natural for me? So I found out about this profiling system that is such a game changer. Oh my gosh, it's such a game changer. It is a profiling system that determines or helps you to determine what is the vibration of the physical cells of your body. Everyone's body has a natural movement, a natural vibration. And the movement can be broken down into 4 elements, and they happen to be the same elements as the Zodiac. It's air, water, fire, and earth. So the movement of your physical cell is dominantly one of those things. We all have all of the vibration running within us, but there's one that's dominant. So this can be seen in the way you move, the way you speak, the way you walk, the way you talk. It can be seen in your facial features. The thing that makes me believe it, the thing that makes me know it is such a thing, is that it determines what colors look good on you. Forget about fall, summer, spring, winter, whatever that whole profiling system is for fashion. Forget the whole, if you have blue eyes, you need to wear this color eyeshadow. Forget it. This system, oh my gosh, it makes colors glow on you. It makes the dangle of an earring make everyone's head turn. When you are wearing the clothes and the color that match with the vibration of your physical cells, People will tell you that you are beautiful. When I started dressing in accordance to my essential essence, everybody told me I look beautiful. Everybody. And I still get that. I still get that all the time. People are like, have you been working out? Did you lose weight? And at the time, I hadn't. I hadn't at all. Totally overhauled my wardrobe based on the system. So that predate the date of your birth. It's the physical cells in your body from the time you were in the womb. And whatever it is that's dominant for you, it was expressed in your mother's pregnancy. That's another thing that makes me so sure that it's a real thing. My first baby, air energy. I'm also air energy. It was heaven on earth being pregnant with her. I just felt like I felt happy. I felt sweet. I felt hopeful. And that's exactly how she is. It was awesome. And then with my second baby, she's fire energy. Fire energy is actually my secondary. And I'm a Leo, so I got a whole lot of fire in me. But man, I was pissed off in that pregnancy. I was pissed off, but I got so many things done, but I was just mad. And she came out crying and didn't stop crying for 3 months. She's still just like so on fire, so much determination. It's beautiful, actually. So that's the first thing. I can help you figure that out. The next thing is what was going on with those planets at the moment you were born. So I am not a Zodiac expert, but I feel like I'm kind of an expert when it comes to people, when it comes to observing human behavior. I have also spent 9 years of my life as a public school teacher. I have taught over 2,000 students. So 2,000 students that I'm seeing every single day for an hour a day, day after day after day, all during the school week. I got to know these kids and I started recognizing patterns, and I would look up their birth dates. If I had a particularly interesting conversation or a particularly interesting encounter with them, or observe something interesting in their behavior, I would look up their birth date, get out my phone and figure out, oh, I wonder what her Venus sign is. I wonder what his Mercury sign is. So I started noticing patterns. And so when I do a zodiac reading, I do it the way I do it. I tell you the things that look significant to me. And I do it with the intention of showing you who you are so that you can be who you are. Because when I figured out who I was, who I'm supposed to be, I made it to where I could decipher between, okay, what's natural for me? What is the empowered version of this? What's the wounded version of this? And what is just not me at all? What's just not me? And there were so many things that I was doing to try to copy my mother and my older sister. I watched them, I observed them, I copied them, I was programmed by them. And I determined my own success by what they were doing, by what was natural for them, not what was natural for me. I was even dressing like them. And then when I started dressing a different way, I would pretend like I still dressed like them when I would visit them. That's when I was in my 20s. That was a long time ago. But, you know, they had a big influence on me. And I was trying to be like them, but I wasn't them. And I will never be them. I'm my own thing. So that programming can run really deep. And just to understand what's natural for you and to love and embrace all of the things that are natural for you, it really helps with that self-love. It really helps. And when you love yourself, you're a vibrational match to the Creator, God, the one who is you, the one who is animating you. You become a vibrational match to that. When you can love yourself, when you can see yourself, like really see yourself, see who you are, see how precious you are, how perfect you are. There's nothing about you that is wrong or a mistake. You just got to figure out, who are you really? How can you be more of you? And how can you love yourself more? How can you honor yourself more? So part of that process is learning to listen to your heart. Because your heart, it's like a main line to the Creator. It's a main line to the most essential, foundational part of your soul. So when you can tune in with that wise, beautiful, eternal energy that's deep inside of the core of your chest and develop a relationship with it, learn how to listen to it, learn how to sense the signals that it's sending to you all the time, then you find out what you really want, can figure out what the next best step is for you. I feel like when people start meditating and they start to take their spiritual awakening very seriously, that this is something that a lot of them are missing. This is such a foundational step so you can curate your life, create a life that truly matches with you. All of this is part of purifying your vessel, becoming more spirit and less matter, becoming more in alignment with God and truth and less in alignment with outer circumstances. As real as they may be, these outer circumstances are so temporary. Anyway, here's what I'm trying to say. The first step to a spiritual awakening is knowing who you are. It is the most foundational step. If you're skipping over this part, to some extent, you're going to be staying asleep to what the truth is. You're God in human form. You're the creator of your reality, and you are a unique expression of God. And when you can find the authentic expression of you, you're really onto something. You can eliminate so much crap when you understand who you are and what's right for you. You're the only one who can really, really know what's right for you. But in order to know what's right for you and to figure out how to live life as your highest self, you have to know that you're the creator. You have to know that you're God in human form. You have to know how to listen to your heart, and you have to know what your unique expression is, what is natural to you. So, like I said, this is something I help people with. I can do an essential essence profile reading for you. I can give you your zodiac birth chart. I can give you my interpretation of it. But as a jump start for you in the meantime, I am working on a series of journal prompts to help you understand what your essential essence is. I've started putting it together, not quite done yet, but maybe by the time you find this video, I will have the link for it below. Either way, I'll definitely have the link for the essential essence reading in the description. And if you have any questions about any of this, let me know. Send me an email, queen@queenwortham.com. Leave your question in the comments. I will always respond. If you've made it this far in this video, that means you liked it. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you would ever like to meditate with me, I hold open meditations 5 times a week. They are absolutely free, no sign up required. Showing up for those 5 meditations is my commitment to my practice. If you want to join in, that would be awesome. If you don't, I'm going to be there no matter what. So just keep it in mind. That's all for now. Sending you love.